Hey folks, it's Jacqueline.
And Adam.
For Pixie Dust PhD. Today we're going to do a recap, not necessarily like every item we ate by any means, but sort of highlights, lowlights, things you might want to know about the sort of in-between dining experiences. So it's not definitely just quick service, go up to a counter, eat your sometimes sad food. It's not actually a table service, so we're talking things like lounges. We did takeaway from table service at least once, maybe a couple times. And then there are some things that are categorized as quick service, but are considerably nicer, I would say, than typical quick service. So I don't know what you want to call those, but all those sort of in-between dining experiences. And let's start with what I think is some of the best food in all of the Universal theme parks, which are the two, technically I guess, quick service restaurants in either Harry Potter land. But it is a situation typically where you order and they usually bring it to you, like you sit down in there, so it's not quite real table service. It's not as fast as actual quick service, an in-between hybrid. So that's 3 Broomsticks and the Leaky Cauldron.
Yeah, those are both really reliable restaurants. We can get a little busy during prime eating hours, but there's a reason why. It's pretty good.
Yeah, and I think they do turn tables like pretty fast. They work as fast as they can, but you might stand in line for 15, 20 minutes. Just be aware of that. So we did breakfast at the Leaky Cauldron, which is the first time we've ever had breakfast there.
Yeah, I've never actually, I think, eaten there before.
No, I think we've eaten there once.
One time?
Yeah, I think in like 2015. It's been a long time.
Okay, yeah. We definitely will typically always go to 3 Broomsticks in Hogsmeade. I got one of the pasties. It was like mushroom, leek, and egg. It was pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, it is certainly very English. Let's put it that way. But I was definitely looking for something savory, not pancakes, and it delivered.
Yeah, and it does come with those side roast potatoes, and I maintain that I think the potatoes at either 3 Broomsticks or Leaky Cauldron are some of the best theme park potatoes I've ever had. I did just get a kid's pancake breakfast meal, but honestly, that's like about the right size for me. It's what I wanted. I'm not a fan of mushrooms, so that worked out. And the breakfasts do come with a drink, like the price comes with a drink. You can get what you want, including some butterbeer. So it's actually a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it's a really great way to get some butterbeer of your choice along with a meal, so you're not just carrying around a butterbeer or waiting in another long line, potentially.
For sure. And like Adam mentioned, 3 Broomsticks is one of our favorites, and it absolutely delivered again this time.
Yeah, we got the, I think, the chicken and the...
Fish and chips.
Fish and chips, that's right. And of course, we got those potatoes once again.
When we were at Volcano Bay, we did eat lunch there. You know, we were there for long enough that we needed to eat, and we didn't bring in our own food. We went to one of their quick service restaurants. I think it was Cahola Reef. I'll put the text down below. But I was really surprised because I think, you know, theme park food, when you think about that, especially Universal more than Disney in my opinion, not overwhelmingly great. Water park food can be even worse because they really have you as a captive audience and they know that. But I was, yeah, super pleasantly surprised, honestly, with our lunch there.
Yeah, while we did have low expectations, I got a curry that was phenomenal.
It was pretty dang good. I got a tandoori chicken sandwich, which was like better than an average whatever chicken club sandwich. It wasn't amazing, but it was good. It was still better than I thought it'd be. But yeah, that curry, it was like a green coconut curry. Honestly, like I would pay for that anywhere else. Like, could they please put that in the actual theme parks, not just Volcano Bay? Thank you. While we were staying at the Polynesian, we did Kona to go for breakfast, so I got the macadamia nut pancakes to go rather than having an actual sit-down reservation. Those are normally $15. We did get our DVC discount, so it was like $13.50, and it was big.
Massive.
It was a lot of pancake, and it was really good. Like, that's definitely something I would get again.
Yeah, I definitely ended up having a lot of bites. They give you a lot of nut in that pancake.
It's good. If you like macadamia nuts, I would definitely suggest it. I do wish at least the to-go portion came with more of the like pineapple-y compote. I don't even know what it is, but it was sweet and pineapple-y, and it was delicious. Went very well with the pancakes. It definitely made me think, oh, maybe we should actually try like sitting down for breakfast there. Like, that's how good it was. We also did a monorail bar crawl one day, so we hit up Trader Sam's, the Steakhouse bar, and then Top of the World Lounge. Any highlights or lowlights for you there?
I thought it was pretty funny how we were not the only ones doing this on a Saturday afternoon.
Oh, it's a very popular activity, for sure.
Yeah. What's funny is just seeing people like progressively get a little more tipsy as the day wore on. But I think Trader Sam's is also a lot of fun, always is. Just getting in there on the weekends. They have a different procedure, which kind of threw us for a loop, but food was good, drinks were great, atmosphere top notch, and I also really enjoyed just how easy it was to get into Steakhouse. I think we may have lucked out on that one.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we would have maybe been out of luck because the Rose bar was just...
There was a really long line at Enchanted Rose. And so we just like walked across the hall to Citrico's. We were like, hey, are there any bar seats? And there were. So that was awesome.
Yeah, and Top of the World was cool, first time up there, but definitely just more of like a rooftop vibe and not really there for the food or drinks necessarily. I think there was a lot of overlap with the drinks at mini resorts and Top of the World, so it really didn't have that little extra special that Citrico's and Trader Sam's had respectively.
Yeah, I think Top of the World Lounge is, if you're just thinking about the food and the drinks, is like perfectly acceptable. You're definitely going there for the roof, the vibes, the views. So it was neat to go up there, and it was a fun nightcap for us. But yeah, I think Trader Sam's is always a highlight. And what seems to be perhaps a new sort of standby go-to for us is the Steakhouse 71 Lounge. So we do own at Bay Lake Tower for our Disney Vacation Club contract, meaning we usually stay there when we're down there. Obviously, Steakhouse 71 is right there. The fact that they have a lounge, it's like also fairly generously sized for Disney property, I would say. And you can get some of the menu. There's some food bites, drinks. So that's always nice.
Yeah, Steakhouse 71 definitely gets a lot of overflow or like last minute kind of people stopping in, but it's pretty good. They do a good job in terms of hospitality, food, drinks. It's all fairly well executed. Nothing blows your mind, but it's, like Jacqueline said, good standby.
Yeah, we had the peanut butter and jelly wings and then the loaded mac and cheese, and they were both good. I don't think it's anything to write home about. I would note I found the mac and cheese a bit disappointing just because they call it loaded. So I thought it was going to be loaded. It has a little bit of like bacon bits and a little bit of jalapeno bits, but it's pretty much just mac and cheese. So if you go into it thinking, I'm just getting mac and cheese, you'd probably be a little happier than I was. I do think that their riff on the French 75, so they call it a French 71, is actually like a really great drink, and it's only, I think, $14 or $15, which for Disney property is not bad at all. A newer lounge that's open at Disney, so our first time going, is Crockett's Tavern. This is out at Fort Wilderness, so it is like kind of a journey to get there if you aren't staying there, but we had some free time. We wanted to do that sort of loop between the contemporary Fort Wilderness and Wilderness Lodge, so we did that. Stopped in, got some drinks, got some bites, and I was really pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a hike, but with the boats, it's pretty manageable, and we were able to pair it with a Wilderness Lodge visit.
Yeah, so we each got a cocktail, and then we got a moonshine flight, and then we had their crispy cauliflowers. Everything was like pretty dang good. I don't know if I would suggest you go out of your way to go, but if there's another reason you'll be in the area, or if you want to spend some time outside the parks, I do think it's worth a shot.
It's an excellent pre-game or post-game hoop-de-doo review.
Yeah, that's for sure. Back over to Universal, the day we got there was actually a very big college football day for me, personally, for my team. So we did spend some time outside of the parks watching the game, and we figured the best place to do that would be a sports bar. So we just headed to the upstairs bar at the NBC Grill. Overall, like, it's very fine. I think if you have a game you need to watch, I would highly suggest going. Do I ever need to go back there? No.
Yeah, a lot of TVs. Definitely big A+ on that front.
And I will note it is 2 levels, so when you walk in, you're on the first level. That's like the restaurant part. It's usually quite crowded. I'm not too sure why that is. I didn't find anything about it to be phenomenal, but
I think they just have a really accessible menu, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of tables.
That's true.
But the upstairs part is the bar, which we easily walked up and found a couple spots to hang out and watch the game.
Yeah, so even if downstairs looks slammed, just let the person at the front desk know you want to check out the bar upstairs. You'll probably have much better luck. And then over to Disney Springs, we did quite a few little things there. So one, we did do like a happy hour night, but separate from that, we stopped by the Boathouse and went out to their dockside bar, sort of back on the water.
Yeah, it's probably one of the best bar venues in Disney Springs for sure. It was a really unique experience, especially on the nice day that we were there.
Definitely. We have done the bar at the Boathouse before, but just like the inside one. We went to the outside version this time. I like it. I would recommend it. We've never had like a full proper meal at Boathouse. I know a lot of people love it, but we're pretty happy just going, grabbing a drink and, heavy snack, and that's a great time for us. Then on our happy hour crawl night, we did this on a Monday. So we started out with happy hour at Cooks of Dublin. Then we moved over to STK, and then we finished out at Frontier Cochina. I had a really fun time. Again, like if you're looking for something to do outside of the parks, I thought that this was a home run for us.
Yeah, some of the spots were pretty busy, but just getting there, and it's a lot of fun. The bartenders, the crowd there was all just there to have a good time, and I guess let off some steam on a Monday. You know how it can be. But yeah, it was a good mix of drinks, good snacks. Yeah, the STK is a very popular spot, that's for sure.
Yeah, and that bar is not big. Just in general, actually, at most of these
tiny.
places with bars or lounges, like Steakhouse 71 is a notable exception. I guess Trader Sam's is also kind of its own thing, but like the Citric Coast Lounge or the Narcoossee's Lounge, anything like that, it's often only like 8 to 12 bar seats. So you do have to either get quite lucky right when you walk up or sort of see if someone's about to finish and hover or kind of check in, leave, come back, which is what we ended up doing for STK.
Yeah, I think we've really honed our skills from where we live. When we go out to bars, we try and get there at rope drop so that we know we're one of those first 10 to 15 people.
Yeah, happy hour in the DC metro area can be a competitive sport, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of hard to get into restaurants, but you can always roll up to the bar at 5 o'clock and enjoy a full meal that most people would have to book 3 weeks in advance.
Yeah. And so we specifically did this on a Monday because it was Margarita Monday at Frontiera Cucina, which meant $5 margs. Obviously, it was like bottom shelf stuff, but they still know what they're doing. I thought it was like a perfectly passable margarita. And if something's $5, like you don't have to do that much to impress me.
Exactly, and especially when it's your not first drink of the night.
Yeah, we ended there also, so we were already like pretty buzzed going into it. I think if we started there, I might be like, this is not great. But if you're already having a good night, it doesn't matter as much. And the STK happy hour, I'm glad that we sort of persevered and went back and found spots because it was awesome.
Yeah, very generous price on the drinks. Discount, I think like almost half off.
Yeah, I think the cocktails there are usually like 18 to 21, like pretty expensive. And then on happy hour, I think they were $9.
Yeah, it's also a very clubby vibe in there, but that early, it's not bad at all.
Yeah, if you go early enough, it doesn't feel like a club yet.
Yeah, just like a normal like bar.
Yeah, and then they also had some bites at various prices, and there was a falafel with like a spicy dip that was honestly so good. Like we had a few other of the bites. If we went back, I would probably just get multiple falafels and drinks. And yeah, but all the cocktails, they were all handmade and like really well balanced, really well crafted, like A+. For the first portion of our trip, we were actually staying right near SeaWorld because we found a screaming deal for a hotel and just decided we would drive and pay for parking at theme parks and deal with it. And one of those nights we did get takeout from a nearby place called Thani. And so I just wanted to sort of shout them out that if you're over in the SeaWorld area, I thought it was delicious. It was some of the best beef satay I've ever had.
Yeah, it was really good takeout. When I went to get it, their decor, it's like transports you to Bangkok almost. It's almost a little campy, but it's right on that line. So it was really good and really enjoyed it.
And last but not least that I wanted to talk about was we did end up doing the lounge at Narcoossee's. I guess technically we were at the bar. There might be a separate actual lounge, but we sat at the bar at Narcoossee's and had dinner, but we basically just had 4 small plates and drinks. And wow, did that like way exceed my expectations even for a signature level restaurant.
Yeah, it felt like we were getting the full service treatment of sitting down to dinner there. They really did a nice job. Very impressive.
Yeah. One of the things we ordered was the loaded mashed potatoes, and this was the loaded mashed potatoes of my dreams. Like the potato on its own was so silky and flavorful and perfect, and then it's loaded because they put sliced pork belly on top of it, and that was also like insanely delicious. I think you also got shrimp and grits. How was that?
It was very good. I enjoyed it.
I think pork belly loaded mashed potatoes was the winner though. And that's technically a side, like you get it as an accompaniment to a main, which you can totally just order on its own, which is what I did. And like, ooh, I think it's small, so I could see why you wouldn't want that to be your whole meal. But if you supplement it with some Brussels sprouts or another small thing, it was plenty of food for me personally. It's a heavy, heavy dish, that loaded mashed potato. The drinks were also perfectly crafted. I had the key lime pie martini, and I was a little nervous ordering it because that can swing like really sweet. It could be too sour. It was perfect. It was balanced. It was delicious. Just everything about that experience was totally A+. Narcoossee is a place that I had not considered that I would ever want to go have a full meal at because the prices are high. I'm not also the biggest seafood fan, so it seems like kind of a waste for me. But having gone now to the lounge, this is one of those things that has changed my mind, and now I think we do need to actually have a meal there. I think those were all of the weird, like, in-between eating experiences we had, the lounges, the bars, taking away food from proper sit-down meals, and then those sort of nicer quick service meals. I hope this review was helpful for you. If you enjoyed it, please go ahead and hit the like button on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. You can then ring the bell icon to receive notifications whenever we upload new videos. For the highest of highlights for me, definitely I would say Narcoossee's and STK. What about you?
Yeah, the deals over at STK were amazing. I also really enjoyed the Boathouse bar out on the dock. That was really just relaxing.
For the vibes.
Relaxing time.
Especially if the weather's right. I think that's key, and we got really lucky.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think those really stood out, and then of course just Narcoossee, the whole experience, and then after that we got to watch some fireworks, which is really cool. It's just a really nice spot, very off the radar, but a lot of people seem to go there like all the time when they're staying at the Grand Flow.
Yeah, I don't think it's that off the radar.
Okay, maybe not.
It's a smaller restaurant,
yes.
So there's that. But yeah, also if you're dining there, they do the fireworks viewing. You can go out and stand on their deck, basically. They pump the music out. Beautiful, a wonderful experience. And then for the lows, honestly, I don't think there was anything where I was like, this was bad. $5 Mark Monday, go in with your right expectations.
Yeah.
Maybe make that your last stop on your happy hour crawl like we did. I think that was good planning. I'd also say for me, Leaky Cauldron was good. And that was our first time doing breakfast, and I thought it was actually really well priced for what you got. But I just think I am a 3 Broomsticks girly.
For me, these like in-between meals are always a lot of fun. Realistically, you can't do it if you have like three like more than 3 people in your party. But for our trip, where we're trying to be flexible, get a lot in, experience a lot of different things, this was a really great way to do that.
Yeah, definitely. And I like that it lets you experience higher quality food, Narcoossee's food, for example, without having to have that reservation. So as long as you're flexible enough and have a backup plan of like, well, if the bar is full, where are we going to eat? Roll up, hope for the best, and maybe your luck will turn out. Definitely
had to do backup plans, as we talked about in this video, but it got us to go unexpected places and try unexpected things, which turned out to be really good. So got to take the good in stride.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely have some flexibility. We'll let you experience some new things. You may also be turned away from places due to them being full. It's just the reality of the situation.
But perseverance, and you'll get that bar seat at STK and enjoy all the deals and drinks.
Heck yeah. Thanks again so much for watching. We really appreciate your support. Hope the rest of your day is magical, and we'll see you real soon at Pixie Dust PhD.
Bye.